Hi, my name is DJ Soca Sam. For those of you who know me, I live in Hackney, East London. I've been giving you live updates for about 4 weeks now. I've been helping people since February, mid-February, get their shopping in and have their medication delivered. Who am I? Some of you said I'm not medically qualified. I am. Diane Abbott gave me my certificate as a nursery nurse in 1992. Go check that out. I was in Chelmer Road in Hackney when I qualified as a nursery nurse. Before then, I worked at Homerton, Whitechapel, and other hospitals, including the Whittington, to get medically qualified in what I talk about. That's all you need to know. Trust me, I'm verified. Those of you that don't believe me, I'm not here to talk about me, but I'm just telling those people who are now challenging me, being rude. And there's these groups that have just come up on WhatsApp. For those of you that know, from Dalston to Haysnorth Road, there's some in Stamford Hill. They're basically WhatsApp groups that are now helping people to get your medication and your shopping in. Something I've been doing for over a month now, but there's now groups that set up to help you. So look out for them. They're fly posting flyers. I don't think people are brave enough to put it through people's letterboxes. A lot of letterboxes because they're frightened of getting the virus. But if you wear gloves and you're not touching the infected, you shouldn't get the virus by fly posting things. But anyway, people are just listening to media hype and not doing their own research. When I say do your own research, what I mean is actually get out there and actually do your own research. I don't mean reading a newspaper. That is not research. I'm not talking about listening to media hype. That is not research. You need to get yourself out there and do real research by actually talking to those who are infected, because you can use social media to talk to them. You don't necessarily need to get into contact with them. Differently, there are people walking around us, unless you're blind, who are obviously coughing and sneezing. They're going to the doctors, they've been treated for this thing, and a lot of them know they're infected and they are still walking around. Not everybody is self-isolating. Sensible people on the whole are self-isolating, but there are still a few people out there who are infected and walking around, i.e. our children are in schools and they're infected. But this is a government smart ploy. Those people who are at home, like our parents, grandparents, they'll be looking after our children whilst we go to work, school, go about our daily lives. Because when our children fall sick and you don't want to miss a day of work, you're going to go give those children to your parents. Your parents are now going to be infected too, because a lot of our schools, more than half our schools in London alone, have the virus. It's the truth. For those of you that don't believe, those parents who are experiencing their children vomiting, a high temperature for days that you can't get rid of, especially babies under 3 who are at home, those children are going to come home and infect the children at home who are under 3, and they're going to infect your parents. My parents, who are I've just got a mum, she's over 70, almost 80. She's at home. So I'm keeping any of my children who are showing signs of being sick, high temperature, or just being generally unwell away from her, because I don't want her to get sick. If you've got if you've got medical respiratory problems already, then it's only going to make it worse and harder for you. If you've got asthma, if you've got cancer, if you're pregnant, your baby in your stomach is at risk of, they say, no, it's not true. Everything you say that is true, the media is going to combat it with, they're going to say it's either media hype, someone talking about, something they don't know, or they're not medically qualified, or they're going to do something to discredit people like me who are telling you the truth. For one, they're not telling you the real numbers that are out there. They're telling you a lesser number of people are sick. Remember what I just told you? Kids at school are sick. So those children haven't been counted, right? That's a lot of schools just in London alone. God knows what's happening outside of London. I know this because I go around the school. I am teacher cover, so I'm in a lot of schools. I'm telling you, there's more than half of the schools, the children are sick. These children are carriers. That's why they're leaving the schools open. So these children can infect people who are at home. Why? Because it sells medicines. People are going to go run to the chemist and buy out a shop of medicines. they're going to go and buy paracetamol. Ibuprofen is not good for you. So if they're giving you and your children ibuprofen, cocodamols, very strong drug. Do not take cocodamols for a long time. They may numb your pain, but they also give you 9, 10 dozen other things. So those who don't know, get to know. It's very dangerous to take ibuprofen and cocodamols for a very, very long time. It can actually mess up your blood, and then you're going to have to take warfarin. All this will keep the doctors, in a job. But while you get sick, they get rich, they make money, they're safe, their families are safe. But if you stay uneducated and don't listen beyond stupid media hype, do not listen to people who are running around out there just saying whatever they want. Go do your own research. It's not hard. Just don't sit and read the newspapers and believe everything you hear in the media, because there's a lot of hype. And if there's things like weed that do kill you, which I know is a fact, they're going to say, oh no, fake news. They're going to do this thing on Facebook. Ooh, fake news. She's talking. Guess what? Because they don't want you to use herbal remedies to get better. Pharmaceutical companies will go out of business. It's not profitable for them, for us herbalists and us naturalists. And, the farmers who are telling you natural remedies. There are natural remedies out there, and there is a cure for this thing. Go talk to someone in China. Go on. If you can find someone, or even a doctor from China, go look at some of the live videos. Educate yourself. Don't just listen to media hype, especially in the UK. Everywhere else, I can't talk for them, but I can talk for the UK, and I'm in the UK. I'm out here with you lot, suffering too. Pregnant moms need to be aware. Babies under 3, because like I said, they'll get infected. They'll start throwing up. They'll have a temperature, the runny nose. How you'll know is the throat is very dry. It's a really dry cough. It's the dry coughs you got to watch out for. They'll cough like a smoker, it'll be really deep. The elderly, obviously, if they've got respiratory conditions like asthma, cancer, just anything that weakens your immune system, watch out for that, because these are the people that will fall. No loss to the government. It's just us that will be burying our children, our parents. No loss to the government. They're gaining. It's a win-win situation for them. It's all about their politics and money. And do you know what? I don't even do politics. Jeez. When I hear them talking, Boris Johnson comes on, I think, okay, switch the channel. Group next. Put on your music. These people from the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, are paid. Just like everyone else, they're paid. They're paid to tell you what they want you to know. They will hold back whatever they don't want you to know. Like one of the main things, they're not being real about numbers. There are a lot more people infected just in London alone, from what I've seen. And I'm talking about what I've seen. Imagine they're just reporting. Now you've got these groups on WhatsApp and Facebook. And what you're doing, you're now doing the research for the government. You're now setting up groups, telling the government where people are sick, where they come from, what borough they're in. You're even putting your names and addresses online. Don't do that. The names and addresses, those stupid people who are in the WhatsApp groups, who are helping people get their medicine and shopping in, and you've put your addresses online, take that off. Those people are putting forms on WhatsApp and live media, and it's got your names and addresses, telling people where you live, who you live with. How is that relevant to getting people shopping and medication delivered to them? Think of it, people. You're playing a very, very dangerous Russian roulette game there. Take your name, take your numbers, yes, your names, obviously, so we can see who's where. But take down your addresses. You're just giving strangers the opportunity to come and do anything. It is not sensible to tell people who's in your house, your addresses. What is that really for? It's not relevant to know your addresses. If I live in Hackney or I live in Islington and you're doing this thing, I don't necessarily need to know what street you live on and what door number you live at to help you. All I need is your number so I can text you, your email so I can contact with you. You do not need to be giving out your how sick you are, what kind of sickness you have. Obviously, if someone's delivering you medicine, you text that person direct, or you directly get their email and you can talk to them privately offline. Do not put your personal details up there. What is wrong with people? Are you guys losing your senses? You're doing the government research and they'll just collect all that data, throw it back at you. Now they're going to tell you it's gone from whatever number. Say they told you, I don't even know what number, 56 people died and it's really 100. They're going to hold that back from you. At the last minute before they do the final lockdown, they're going to throw all the research you guys are now helping them to do. They're going to use that research to lock you down, throw it back at you. Your children are now going to be cut off from school. So they're going to be home with you, all coughing, sneezing like they already are. For those of us that know, they've already infected your parents. They've already affected those who are pregnant around us. And they would have already affected those who are at home, who are not at school age, under 3. That's the thing. That's why they're keeping the schools open. It means money in medicine for them. It's all a money game. It's a political game between China, America, and the UK. Iran, I don't know their deal on that. I just know lots of people are sick in Iran and Spain. We know the place that are sick. Most of the place. Look, Cyprus is closing down. Everybody's closed down but us. We're one of the few countries that are still open, having our transport system run. Once transport systems are still running, guess what? Loads and loads more people are going to be affected, especially on places like the underground. You're not going to be 2 feet away from someone on the underground, are you? Or on the bus. So if you're not walking and you're on these transports, hello, welcome coronavirus, spreading like like butter on bread. What else is there? I was going to say, just take your name, take your addresses offline, take your personal details about how secure and who you live with, whether you're a single mom, take that offline. You can still run your WhatsApp groups, deliver shopping and medication. I didn't need to tell anyone where I lived, and I don't need to. You just need to give them your email, your number. The WhatsApp thing is great. The fly posting is great, but take your personal details offline. Be sensible. Be safe out there. Don't get caught up in this trying to be superhero. Putting your address online and who you live with, especially people in a Hackney Gascoigne house. I mean, I literally know every address and name and number on Gascoigne house because it's on the media. It's on the WhatsApp groups. It's not good. Take your names and your details down. Take them down now. Leave your numbers. Them forms you lot have been filling out online with people's addresses, it's not necessary to get people's addresses. All you need is their number. If you really want to swap addresses, then find people offline and talk to them offline on a personal landline or thing if you don't want to contact them in person because you want to be medically safe and you want to have your distance. But if you're posting flyers through letterboxes, wear gloves. There's nothing wrong with that. If residents don't want you to annoy them with junk mail, then obviously don't put it through their door. But if you're helping them with their shopping and medication for those who have self-isolated, they will welcome any information you give them because there is no other way apart from stupid media TV scaring them and stupid gossips on the block talking about, oh, so-and-so died down the block or whoever's sick. So if you put something through their letterbox that's useful, delivering their medication, food banks are giving out food, which is good for those who don't have money at the moment because you're isolated, you don't have money coming in. Just don't be stupid. Putting your names, your addresses out there. Take the addresses and your personal information off the live media stuff. Take it off WhatsApp. Strangers, do you forget the rule about strangers? What, because something's happening and there's a virus, we all lose our senses and our sensibility? Why would you do that? But anyway, for now, that's all I'm going to say. Remember what I said, keep you outside. Take your shoes off at the door. If you've been outside, if you can wear gloves, wear it. I know it's getting warmer now and people might not want to, but if you're in public transport especially, keep your face, your nose covered. If you can, put scarves around if you don't have a mask. If you're not going to do that, then that's fine. It's up to you. All of us are going to get a dose of this coronavirus anyway. Keep your immunity up by trying to eat good foods. Try to eat out less, unless it's a well-known place that you regularly go to. Try to eat out less. The less you eat out is the less chance of you catching this virus. Obviously, if you're eating out, you don't know what that person or that restaurant, what hygiene, if any of their staff are sick. So if you just use common sense, for those of us who do have common sense. If not, listen to someone else who does. Ask questions. If you're in doubt, check it out. That's my motto. But if it's something that's unsafe, do not go to anywhere that's unsafe. If you're delivering posters or flyers, try to do it in twos. So then no one's going to jump you or hurt you or take advantage of you. If you're elderly or particularly vulnerable, be careful of those who are knocking your door if they're trying to get in. Let's not forget the rule about keeping ourselves safe out there. You take care. This is Soca Sound in Hackney. Guess what? I've got to shake a move. I've got deliveries to do, got my kids to get to school whilst they're still at school. And just take care. Be sensible out there. Pregnant mums, babies. Think about our elderly. If you're going to work and you're leaving your sick children who are in secondary or primary school with your parents, think about them, because you're putting them at risk medically, especially those who have respiratory problems, cancer, or those who are particularly frail and old. I mean, there's 92-year-old people. We've got one aunt who's 102 this year. I wouldn't be putting my kid in their facility at all, because they're around people who are coughing and sneezing. Everybody seems to have this runny nose. Just be careful. Bye. Peace out. Soca song.